with Ovcharov beating Zhang Jika that round. Ovcharov is slated to play Ma Long in the game. Oh, your talk of a fiery competitor, that very much is Emil. He gets fired up on the court, uses his emotions to his advantage.
3-3.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
And I've seen it consistently as we continue play.
Long rallies. They both seem to just want to end it with a shot or two.
Really, in terms of shots played back and forth, is see long 20, 30 shot rallies like you get in your garage. Which in, I believe, the Kuwait Open, in one of the earlier rounds, the star point of the year already in March.
Very spinny backhand return by Weida.
As Emil is up 10-8 on table one, we have Jishan Lang of Texas Wesleyan down to the 6th seed of Tong Zhang of Mississippi College, 7-2, although now 7-4. Jishan is the top seed in this singles competition. Oh, but back on table one.
Weida's able to deuce it from 10-6.
Definitely. Emil's lead is no more. How's that for ice cold blood in the veins? Playing in his first NCTTA championships, coming back on a former collegiate champion in singles.
That's impressive. He's got to be feeling good.
Oh,
not after that point.
If I could do that, I'd still be feeling pretty good after that fight.
Maybe. Yeah. But it's good that Weida isn't giving in. He's still remaining aggressive.
Definitely, yeah. That's a very fine shot to take. A little bit different timing, and if that shot falls, Emil would be hard tasked to return. And we see another deuce game develop in this first already game of the match here on table one. And Emil is down.
With a very spinny backhand right out to Emil's forehand corner.
Weida, who found himself down 6-10 earlier in this game, now has the chance to steal the first one from Emil with a 12-11 lead as he goes to serve.
Oh. You see, that's what happens when your footwork isn't there. Weida sort of just stayed in place, where he could have shuffled around for a forehand counter right down the line, and then Santos wouldn't be able to return.
And we say it like it's easy.
Right.
But it
of
isn't.
Course.
These reactions need to happen in split seconds. The ball at this level of play travels 90 to 120 miles per hour. unbelievably fast as it's covering that 9-foot distance of the table.
Ooh. Great counter to the flick by Weida.
Great for Emil how calm and collected he stayed after losing that 10-6 lead. Able to still fight and again get a game point here in deuce in the first.
Ooh. And the backhand ends up hitting it a bit too high, and Emil Santos takes game 1, 14-12.
Over on table 1, Tong Zhang did manage to grab that first game from the top seed in the singles event, Jishan Liang of Texas Wesleyan. We'll see how he fares as he hopes to steal a second. We saw in our match, Dylan, although cracking forehand on table 2 from Jishan. If you're at home watching, I definitely recommend pulling up both browsers or both matches in your browser window. But we saw in our match the powerful play of both individuals, particularly though Emil not backing down, able to force his opponent wide on the table, making Weida move, and as a result, often, like you brought up, getting that footwork a little out of position and unable to convert on the loops like he needed to.
Yeah.
How do you think Weida will address that as we continue into the second game?
Well, I think both are very explosive players, and Weida is definitely aggressive, but he's still letting Emil take most of the shots. Like, if he gets his footwork in place, then he doesn't have to do, like a cheap backhand just to push it back. He can actually switch his forehand to start attacking as well. That's something he needs to do.
Definitely.
Like that. That's the right idea. Like, when your opponent flips back a relatively slow, spinny backhand, and then you just shuffle around, go for it with your forehand. That's what he needs to keep doing.
Unbelievable.
A great block by Emil Santos. It didn't even look like it took much effort. He just put his paddle there and it flew back.
And that's an international caliber block that we're seeing on the table. That high arcing, very, very heavy spin, top spin, forehand loop, wide to Emil's forehand, is attempted to be countered with that side spin, it almost looked like, but Emil couldn't quite come over it enough to put it around the net.
Oh. I thought the point was over when Weida did a fast down the line push, but Emil Santos hooked it back. There's so much side spin, Weida had a lot of trouble getting it.
Something you at home can notice as we're watching this match, since we get to experience such a high level of play here, is in lower levels you don't see as much. You don't see players use the sides of the table as much, and by that I mean forcing your opponent wide out to the forehand, out to the backhand, making them not just move from side to side at the back of the table, but 10, 15 feet wide on either side of the table by adding side spin and forcing the ball to kick out.
That's true. That's a great point. And so many of these points have been like that. Very few have been very close to the table. Fast shots. It's Weida with the serve. It's 3-5.
sigh of relief, perhaps mixed with some excitement from Emil as his block is attacked long off the table.
Emil now holds a 6-4 lead.
And that's power. That is powerful table tennis.
Massive inside-out forehand.
Attempts almost that same inside-out forehand shot that worked just 1 point ago, but that time spin is a little bit different and he can't quite convert.
His footwork was there. He was shuffling to get to the area, but the upper body just didn't connect.
Perhaps a little more side spin on that ball, causing it to kick differently.
Ooh. Very powerful down the line shot by Weida. A heavy topspin on that loop. Weida's now tied it. 7-7. Emil Santos has the serve. A powerful backhand, punching it way deep into Weida's backhand. Another powerful shot. You can definitely see that Emil Santos is getting pumped. Staying so aggressive, so quick on his feet. Weida is taking the more spinnier approach. A little bit less power, but definitely more spin makes it very hard to return. Score's now 8-9. Weida serving. And Emil Santos now has 2 game points.
Opting for an attempt at a banana flip that Fan Zhendong is so known for. This time, though, not quite working for Emil.
Emil still has 1 game point. Scores deuce.
Interesting. Both games, Emil had leads and game point opportunities, yet Weida has been able to fight back.
He doesn't give up. That's very important.
And now finds himself with game point to Weida in this second game in our best-of-5 match, as he hopes to steal the second after not being able to convert on the first.
Ooh. It's a very powerful serve. Very close to the edge. His Scores deuce once again, 11-11. Emil Santos with the serve. Oh, sorry. Weida with the serve.
And Weida finds himself with another game point opportunity.
He's had a lot of success with the reverse pendulum serve.
And we'll see if he continues to utilize that as the match goes on. Oh, and he does it.
Powerful. Very powerful. He was ready. He saw the ball coming. The serve was a bit slower this time, and he just put it away with his forehand down the line.
And we find ourselves going into the third with the score level at 1 game apiece.
Both of the games have been incredibly close. 14-12, 13-11.
Yeah, it is interesting, though, I think, to break down a little bit. Emil's in both the first and the second game with 10-6 and 10-8 leads, respectively. Those blown opportunities as he makes a shirt change, sweating hard out there. Those blown opportunities to finish the match. Even though in the first game he managed to convert and still finish that game, it just adds pressure and allows Weida a shot back into the game.
Would you say his mental game needs work for Santos?
As opposed to some of the players we saw earlier, Peter Lee, for example, who found themselves in tough situations and couldn't quite finish. I think a good example to bring up is the first game where Emil blew that 10-6 lead, but then still managed to maintain composure and deuce. And even in the second game, despite losing it, he still played composed, aggressive, and maintained his game plan.
That's true. He's still aggressive, even though he started to lose the lead.
Definitely. I think perhaps Emil should try, if he does find himself in situations with a 10-6 or 10-8 lead, not play reckless, but perhaps go for a shot that's going to be a winner.
That's true. That would be a good thing to aim for.
Yeah. As opposed to a shot that's very, very aggressive and difficult, but really more so part of the plan, the game plan in the sense of moving his opponent around the table and picking apart the defense little by little.
To set up for a better shot later.
Exactly. If he finds a 50-50 ball, you got a 2 or a 4-point lead, go for it.
Score is now 2-2 in the third game between Emil Santos and Weida.
On table 2, we have game point to Zhishan Lang of Texas Wesleyan. In the third, previously he did level the game score at 1 game apiece. He leads 10-5. And just takes it. 11-5 is the score of the third game in their best of 5 match. Back on our court, we find ourselves with Weida leading 4-2, poised to serve. Oh. Point.
There's a bit of an argument between the two players.
Some controversy. Point is awarded to Emil Santos.
The ball does not count if it hits the side of the table. It's okay if it hits the edge.
If this proves to be another close game, as the first two have been, that edge point, or lack of edge, as it was called, point, could be a kind of painful reminder from earlier in the set.
That's true. It'd be very disappointing if all came down to that shot. Emil Santos has the serve. Weida's now leading 6-5.
Oh, that shot definitely hit that top edge as he takes the point to go up 7-5.
That was so close to the edge. It's a very hard shot to make.
Yeah, I'd like to think he was almost aiming there just to show the refs, you know, I can hit that shot.
Yeah. To make up for the last time. But his footwork have definitely improved this game. You can see he's ready for these shots. He's no longer doing the slightly passive backhand.
Good composure on that lunging forehand push close to the net from Emil Santos. Great job keeping that ball low over the height of the net.
Another strong reverse pendulum serve.
A little bit of frustration starting to show from Emil. Although still, come the time of the next point, very calm and collected on the outside.
Going for that same down the line shot, but it didn't quite make it this time.
Tie score at 9-9. There'll be no big comeback to end the score up at deuce this game since we're so close here, almost at 10. And Emil again, the first player to 10 points, giving him game point in this third set of the match.
And he takes game 3, 11-9.
And there's that reverse pendulum serve you've been mentioning earlier, Dylan.
Yeah. It's a very deceptive serve. It tricks a lot of players. It's so easy to switch from a dead ball to backspin to side. I think in this game, Emil, he hasn't really shown less power, but he's shown more spin. I think that's definitely what's helped him pull ahead.
Definitely trying to play to that change of pace style.
Yeah.
That benefits players so much.
He's constantly attacking. While strong, it's not the best strategy because eventually your opponent will get used to it.
Well, the important part along with that is still to mix in your high, crazy power shots that he does have in his arsenal with those slower, heavy spin looping shots, or those high looping shots, or those heavy underspin push shots that we've seen both players really capable of.
Right.
An update on table 2. Jishan leads in the game score 2-1, but trails in game 4 7-8, now 7-9, as Tong Zhang has managed a few points run here to take the lead late in the 4th. And now game point to Tong Zhang on table 2. He'll have 3 game points to close out the 4th game and force a 5th game in their best-of-5 match.
Back in table 1, Emil Santos has a 2-1 lead. Also leading the games 2-1.
Good symmetry on the scoreboard. Fibonacci sequence on the scoreboard right now. That's something.
That's something new.
Oh,
wow.
Powerful low cross-court forehand. There's that step around cross-court shot we've seen from a lot of high-level players.
Oh, wow. Emil Santos ending with a crazy backhand.
And finishing with a lap around the court. We'll see it here.
Back in the replay.
Moving both sides, manages to get there and puts that away. It's a cannon.
Oh, man.
At 0 to 100 real quick.
Weida Guan thought he was safe lobbing the ball to the other end of the table, but Emil Santos just sprinted up, put it away.
Interesting there to notice Emil let the ball drop off the table, give himself an extra moment to collect himself.
Smart move.
Oh, powerful, and it worked. We see Weida of Ohlone College opting for a timeout. Down 2-5 in this 4th game.
It's a good time because you can see that Emil, he's gaining a lot of confidence making 2 huge shots.
Definitely. At this time in the match, you want to use your timeout, and it's why you save it for this point late in the match to slow down their momentum. Give yourself a moment to chat with your coach, calm down yourself, and come up with a game plan. Or even say, let's just stick to our game plan.
If it's working. So what do you think Weida Guan has to do now?
I think if he wants to make a run at this game, he's really going to have to continue moving Emil side to side on the table like that.
Right.
Emil's powerful backhand at the end of that rally was great, but he would be hard tasked to consistently manage points like that, forced wide to the forehand side and then incredibly wide to the backhand side.
Yeah.
Granted, the last one was a little high, which gave him time to do so, but movement side to side is what's going to give Weida the advantage in this game.
Oh. Let's see if he goes with that strategy. It's now Weida's serve. He's down 2-6. Very strong, really fast backhand push.
Beautiful.
Hitting it right off the bounce. It's impressive.
Again, we see Emil let that ball drop off the table.
Just give him a couple seconds to rest, think about his game plan.
Definitely. Table tennis is such a mental game that anything that upsets your opponent is of some benefit to you.
Absolutely.
And at the switch in the 5th game, on table 2, we have Jishan leading Tong 5-1.
Oh.
As the ball's hit into the other court. A good friend of mine, former Iranian national team player, Zaman Molla, will often in matches tight when he needs to upset that opponent just a little bit and get in their head, you'll see him walk over to the net post to wipe his hand like players do, and then just gently reach over and touch the opponent's side on the other side of that net, which generally is not something you see.
It's almost disrespectful.
Some might consider it to be frowned upon.
Wow.
But technically not illegal.
Not illegal. Another reason why so many players shout after a point, other than the fact to boost their own morale, is to kind of make your opponents feel a bit worse. And now Emil's leading 9-5 in the 4th game. Barely getting that forehand, but it connects.
And it'll be 5 game points to Emil Santos.
Very low spinning shot from Weida Guan. Just barely making it over the net. He's now down 6-10.
Oh. And there we have it.
Emil Santos takes the game 3 games to 1. And